I really starting this podcast off with a burp? I think I just started it off with a burp, and I don't think that I have to go back on that. But it is what it is. Anyway, hello, friends. Welcome to Sorry About It with me, Kayla Tobias. What is this? What's happening right now? Why is this even a thing? Well, I've been inspired by the podcast gods to attempt to have yet something else about me on the internet, because why would I not do that? I am excited because I've realized that I love talking to myself, like specifically in the car. I'll just be in the car and I'll be listening to music or a podcast, and sometimes I'll just turn it all the way down to where it's just me, the car, and the road in front of me, and I just won't stop talking. And I realized, Kayla, why are you talking to yourself like this? I understand it can seem crazy, but I just look like I'm on the phone with somebody, which is kind of like awesome because I can get away with it. Anywho, welcome to this podcast. Sorry about it. I don't know what this is going to be or what it's going to turn into. As of right now, this is only audio because the video thing is a little bit iffy. It's a lot more to produce. And because I'm not like a commentator and I'm not like commentating on different videos or TikToks, there's no need for me to like be sharing my screen or like what the heck I'm reading off of. So just sit down, listen to me ramble. I'm not going to be rambling though. I kind of just, those TikToks where it's like, oh my God, I felt like we were just on FaceTime. Like, she's so relatable. Like, I'm probably not going to be that girl for you, but I don't know. I think my opinion may be helpful for some. Anyway, I don't even know what this is. This is a life podcast of a coming-of-age girl who all of a sudden has lived in New York City, thinks that she's a native New Yorker, who's really confused about life and also really excited about it. So that's what this is. This is the attempt of me basically sharing what I should be sharing to a therapist, but instead I'm sharing to you. So who am I? What even is this? Chances are if you're listening to this, you know something about me in some way, shape, or form, because I am in no means popular enough to just have this whole platform where people are like, yeah, like we know like who she is and like what she does. So here's a little background story about me. I am a 20-year-old girl. My name is Kayla. I actually go to fashion school in New York City. However, I'm not a fashionable person. I actually go to fashion school for advertising, which is something that throws people off, especially when I'm like, oh yeah, I go to the Fashion Institute of Technology, and they're like, oh, like, so you're into fashion? I'm just like, no, like, not really, like, not at all. Like, I'm not even like remotely interested in like looking good. I just like the school because it's a lot more than fashion. Anyway, I'm going on a whole ramble about that. Yeah, what else about me? I've made YouTube videos for the past like 10 years of my life. I've literally been making YouTube videos since I was 10. I just like sitting in front of a camera and talking and like editing and then posting it, and like just knowing that something of me is out there on the internet, which is, by the way, like fake. Like, the internet is literally fake. Don't think even twice about something that someone says about you on the internet or anything like that, because it's literally just a shithole of information. Anyway, I didn't really know what to talk about on this first episode because fun fact, fun secret, I actually had a podcast. And when I say that, I mean that I really went full out. I basically was given an assignment for one of my classes like last year, and I had to like make some sort of like form of audio and like visual content. So since I'm so used to video content, I thought I'd explore podcasting. And after I recorded the episode, oh my God, I was insane, man. I was like going off about it. I made like whole graphics and like channel art and everything for it. And I even got it on Spotify and like Apple Podcasts and all of that fun stuff. And I'm attempting to do that with this because if I did it once, I can do it again. And anyway, what was I saying? I need to take a sip. I need to take a sip of something. I'm like a very thirsty gal. I really just, I don't know. I love having a beverage. I will say I'm not one of the gals to have like 3 beverages at a time. You know, sometimes I'll find myself in the act of drinking 3 beverages, you know, as they say, one for energy, one for fun, one for hydration or something like that. I don't really remember the specifics. All I know is that I do like a beverage and I always have one. Currently right now I am drinking Diet Dr. Pepper because first off, diet soda all the way. I don't need to hear anything about how diet soda isn't good for you, this and that, this and that. As someone who has always struggled with sugar and obesity, to be quite honest with you, diet soda has always been my thing. I literally don't remember the last time I had regular soda, and I literally can't drink regular soda. I find it like too sweet and like too gross for me to drink like 24 ounces of it. Anyway, that is the story of the beverage I'm drinking, and I'm actually drinking it out of a Yeti with ice. So I'm sorry if that's annoying when I take a sip, but it is what it is. So I think I wanted to talk about dating, and not really dating because it's not dating because I've never been in a relationship in my whole life. I am only 20 though, so I don't know why I'm acting like I'm gonna die single, because it doesn't have to be that way. Anyway, dating. Dating to me right now is basically just having multiple talking stages with like different types of people through different like dating apps or whatever you want to call it. I personally use Hinge. Hinge is like my favorite right now. I go through phases. But I personally right now I'm using Hinge, Tinder, and Bumble. But out of all those, like I get the best content and the best conversations on Hinge. But I was watching like some sort of like storytime video on YouTube, and it was a girl who was plus size, and, you know, she was talking about like dating and talking to people as a plus size girl. And it was like super fun and entertaining to listen to. It wasn't anything too serious. It quite honestly was humbling, and I really enjoyed it. So I was like, you know what? I think I have some content to talk about with that. I am a very honest person, and I am upfront about every single thing in my life. And that is why this podcast is called Sorry About It, because I normally use the phrase sorry about it, like an abbreviation, in my everyday life, because I use it as a reaction to something that what am I trying to say? Like, when I say something that's upfront, or maybe that may like take somebody back for a while, or like they're like kind of thrown off guard about it because of my whole honesty. And it's not like I'm going around like saying all these like crazy things. I mean that I think about what I say, but I also know that the more honest I am, I have not to worry about. Like, I don't need to worry about if I said this or getting caught in lies, or like there's no reason for me to lie, because who I am is who I am, and I like it, like, you know. So no matter what I am or what I do, I'm I'm humble and honest in the most I can be in that setting. But I say sorry about it because it's like ironically saying like, oh, like, sorry for telling you the truth, but like in a very, very like less, I feel like I should stop talking. I sound so bitchy and I don't mean to say that at all. But anyway, dating, talking to people in this world, in this new modern world where media runs everything and it's like blah, blah, blah. It's fun for me. I will say that I'm not going through a heartbreak because it's not like I'm like super depressed about stopping to talk to somebody. But I actually met somebody that is still pretty special in my life, regardless if we are talking or not, which we're not right now. But I was able to find like some pretty special people through like these like dating apps. Specifically at the time, I think it was like Tinder. It was the only one I was on. And then I went to Bumble. And then I went to Hinge. I think I tried some other ones in between, but they were just like super confusing and too specific. And I don't need anything too serious. So I needed something that was more casual. And that's kind of like what those apps are, at least in my eyes. So yeah, so I was able to find like some really great people. And I think I can only speak from personal experience, but like someone who is obviously like chubby, obviously plus size, some may say fat, which that word used to offend me. And I think in some ways it still does because there's like other words to use in replacement of the word fat. But I think that if anyone was to hit me up on one of these dating apps, match with me and call me fat, like that's just out of pocket. Like, you know what I'm saying? So in that way, it's offensive. But I have had some horror stories that are like where I'll match with somebody. So they intentionally swiped right on me, or at least I think they have. They've either liked, like hit a liked button. Anyway, like they've made it, they've established the fact that they're interested. So I'm expecting like pretty positive messages, right? Like that's just kind of what you expect. Like obviously like they're trying to get to know you, they're trying to get with you, like whatever the goal is, like it's normally in a positive fashion on these apps. Like it's not like Instagram where someone can just like send you like hate comments like on DMs and stuff. Like it's different. So I've had some experiences where I've like had these different types of matches and I take a look at their profile and there's like some red flags, like not really red flags, but things that I'm just like not attracted to, things that like I just unfortunately like I don't know why I do it, but I don't know why I match with people that I'm not even that attracted to. Like it's just a sign that I'm desperate and I want someone to talk to, even if I talk to them for 2 days and that's it. At least it's 2 days of entertainment. Like that's kind of how my mind works. And is that toxic? Y'all let me know about that. But anywho, yeah, so I've had some guys who would like match with me and then kind of like act like they're into me, like as I'm flirting, and then they'll like be like, just kidding, like I don't want like a fat ass like you or this and that, and they'll make like some comment about my weight. And it's always about my weight, you know? And to me, that's kind of like a flex because like my body is my body. And if I'm going to do anything about it, it's not going to happen in like 2 weeks. So I know that no matter what, I am the way I am, like in terms of my profile and like what it's going to look like. So for them to only point out my weight as a problem, it's like, okay, who cares? Because my face is not ugly. I mean, that's just honestly, that's a personal opinion. I've been getting some bad acne and, you know, I have a very round face, so it's not that great, but I'm not like super fugly. So it's like, it's like this thing where it's like, okay, so like, you know how Hinge, if you don't know, these like dating apps, they'll have like prompts and they'll be like, one thing you should know about me, ... And like, you'll like, you know, type something in there. So like I spent a lot of time making that like be honest and be funny, and like they'll never go off about those things because it's like they're good. Like everything is on a good level. What besides my body? Like, you know, so to me, it's not really that offensive as it was when I was a younger girl because, oh my God, if I was on these apps, like even when I was like 17, I think I would have been hurt really bad. But as a 20-year-old now, I don't take it personally because it's honestly sometimes entertaining. And oh my God, entertainment. I know this isn't about like the idea of being like plus size and like on these apps, but it's the idea of just the apps in general. They are so funny. Like these bios, they're just like one thing after another. And my roommate actually made like a compilation video of them of like all like these like different like really out of pocket sort of like bios, and some of them are super funny, some of them are like really sad because it's like they thought they did something and they didn't. But now with Hinge, like Hinge has this new feature where you can basically do voice prompts in your bio, in your like profile, which is iconic. It's my favorite thing. Like I love talking and I love hearing people's voice because it tells you so much about the person in terms of their personality, even just by like a 30-second voice clip. So yeah, that's iconic that Hinge has done that. But like people sing and people like are most obviously drunk and they've recorded a prompt because they're lonely and they want somebody, which I can understand. Like I'm lonely and I don't even drink, so I don't even want to know what I'm like when I'm lonely and drunk because I don't know what that's like, at least in my experience. But oh my God, guys, this Diet Dr. Pepper is hitting every single thing. I don't know what it's doing, but it's doing something good. It's doing something really good. But, yeah, going back onto like the beginning of this whole thing with this dating app, it's like I've met some really special people, and I think that like it's so new to me to have somebody who's a guy and like be physically attracted to me and emotionally attracted to me. And quite honestly, some of these people are not emotionally available, and I don't even know if I was like. So I think it's toxic of me to be going into some of these situations like saying that I don't want a relationship, but then I realized that I have to be honest and just say that I don't know what I want. And if the person is honest, I've had many people who are just upfront with me and are like, I'm not committing to like any relationship right now. And like, it's a nice mutual understanding because having that like right off the bat is what will help avoid like later conflict, which is like the exact reason why I'm not heartbroken, but it hurts that I like had to stop talking to somebody because like I realized that I was on a completely different level and I was really, really attached to someone that I wouldn't say wasn't like attached to me the way I was to them, but wasn't ready for the attachment I was going to give. And I just didn't think it was right for them, but most importantly, me as well. And it sucks because these dating apps can create this sort of like idea that it's like you're either hooking up and no one knows about you and it's just a completely sort of like sneaky link thing. But also there's people on these apps which are like, I'm not here for no games, like no BS, like I'm here to do. And like, if you're honest about that up front, then go off, like do what you want to do. That's great. But I think that it's in some way really taught me the rough way that like I gotta really reevaluate what I'm looking for and what I'm trying to do. And that's just like a personal thing, you know? That comes down to everyone's like personal decision, like their life, like what they're looking for. And it's okay if you don't know what you're looking for. That's like totally okay, especially because it's like you have other things going on. And hear me out because it's hard and I need to tell myself this. I don't mean to tell you, but I mean to tell myself that you are a lot more than someone you're trying to please. You are more than your significant other. You are more than your loved ones. You are you, and you need to understand that. You really have to understand that, because it's not something that you just think about like right away. It's a lot more than that. And I made a TikTok about it. One night I like went to go get Chipotle, and I was sitting in the parking lot, and I had this whole like life thing because my grandma recently passed away. So, with like death being kind of like in my mind, I was thinking about like living and how I like really need to live and what does it mean to really be living. Because to be alive and to be living, some may say, can be different. But yeah, just a little thing to think about. Like, you're more than these people. And it's honestly humbling to have that kind of affection. And it doesn't mean that, like, you shouldn't feel, like, validated or excited that someone finds you attractive, because that energy is what keeps me going. Like, it's bad that I walk the streets sometimes thinking that, like, I'm the best person in the world, because it's like, that's obviously not true. But I think it also motivates me on a personal level, because I'm not airing it out on the internet like, oh my God, like maybe that's exactly what I'm doing right now. But it's also like, I don't like have that sort of bratty attitude. I say humble on the outside, but that's only happening because on the inside, I know that I'm doing my best, and I know that my actions best reflect who I am. And anyway, I kind of went off the whole thing about like talking to people when you're plus size, but I have never experienced something where I've been like kind of like fetishized. How do you say it? It's when people kind of turn the whole fat thing into a fetish, and like that is a real thing. That is something that really does happen. But I have never experienced that like personally through these apps. I've never met someone who's tried to make it like a fetish with me, because I don't like that, so I'm not going to give that attention. But I realize sometimes like I catch myself like unnecessarily like making a comment about like being chubby or fat. Like, I don't know why I do that, but for instance today I have on like my Hinge profile that like I always pay for McDonald's or something, which is true. Like when we go to McDonald's, most of the time I will pay. I'm not saying I always do, but it's just kind of like a thing for me to do it. I've done it for a while. I like McDonald's, whatever. So I matched with this guy on Hinge a bit ago, and we've been not really talking. I'll like kind of like leave him on red, like not intentionally, just you forget about it, because I have all those notifications off, because if I have notifications on my phone for it, I feel like it's just like I'm making it a priority, and it's not. It's something that's fun, so I'm not gonna try to, make it. It's not a priority. Anyway. We were like, I guess he messaged me like Happy New Year, like today, like just like, because we hadn't talked in like weeks, so it was nice that he approached the conversation like that, and I was like, oh, like Happy New Year. And then he was like making a comment about the McDonald's comment I had, and I was like, yeah, lol, like I love like the sauces, but I have to pace myself because they gave me only like 3 sauces. And then I'm like, okay, what do I want? Do I want the sauce with my French fries, or do I want the sauce with my nuggets? And I'm obviously gonna have the sauce with my nuggets, because okay, nuggets without sauce is not good. Like, sorry about it, but it's true. It's not good. So obviously I'd rather have like the nice salted French fries without the sauce, since I have to choose, because I love my sauces. So I'm like putting a lot on there, because like 3 packs is not going to get me through a whole meal. Anyway, so we were talking about it. He was being funny about it. And I don't know why, but like I had to be like, yeah, like, like I get like really emotional about it because I'm like a fat ass, LOL, like, haha. And then, like, I looked back after I sent that, and I was like, why do I, like, do that? Like, it's annoying. I get it. Like, I understand. Like, that is annoying. And it doesn't look good on my part, because it's like, maybe it's this need for me to just like make it apparent that I know I'm fat, but it's also like, because some of these people think that like you don't know that you're chubby. Like they think that like they think that you think you're like a size 2 or something. And it's like, I'm the one who buys my clothes and gets myself dressed in the morning. I'm the one who takes a shower with my own body. Like I know what I look like. I know what I am. And I get people can be in denial and struggle with that. And it's not something easy. But like, it's not like you're like so blind or whatever. And it's not like you're disgusting. Like it's beautiful. Like everybody is beautiful. So I don't know if I feel the need to make that a point where it's like, yes, I know that I'm chubby, but it's also like, I also know I'm beautiful. And I think for the most part, when I do make that comment, when I do make that apparent, most of the time these people like it, and they'll be like, oh, you know what, I find that attractive that you're so confident. Not so, they don't say it like that, but they're like, oh, I find that attractive that like you're being like very honest with me and like you're honest about you. And like, I don't know, like it just like, it's weird. Like I catch myself maybe going a little extra at times about like me. It's like I feel like the need to like tell them and be like hyper aware of it. Anyhow, I miss yoga. I did yoga during the semester at school, and it really helped me. Even though I hated it, I knew it was helping me. And now that I haven't done it because the semester's over, I don't know, it does something for me. Anyway, I'm going to keep these episodes around 30 minutes long because there's no need for me to go on for an hour. But I think that this is a good idea on my part. It helps me vent. It helps me feel like I'm on a FaceTime call. Maybe, not really, because I don't really FaceTime people, quite honestly. But yeah, this has been Sorry About It, episode 1. It's been exciting. It really has. I have to see how I'm going to get this out there and what I'm going to do about it, because I'm not trying to promote this like it's a crazy thing at all. I am doing it because it's just a fun hobby. And it's nothing serious, and that's kind of what makes it fun. But anywho, I'm going to end it here. And I wish you all the best of the rest of your day. If you've listened to this, I love you so much. I'd kiss your forehead, and if comfortable, I'd kiss your lips. If only you were comfortable with it, because I appreciate your support so much that I want to give you kisses. Sorry, it's true. I'm sorry, I know. But only with consent. Okay. All right. I feel like this is one of those things where it's like, no, you hang up. No, you hang up first. No, I'll hang up. No, you hang up. Like, I don't know. I'm literally talking to myself. Like, I don't know why it's that big of a deal. Okay. Bye.